The episode opens with Nandi, visibly shaken, as she realizes that Jacob, a young man she had a romantic encounter with, is now her student. This revelation sends her into a panic, and she hastily exits the building where she encountered him. Jacob tries to apologize, but Nandi is too flustered to engage in conversation, insisting he address her as Professor instead of using her first name. Meanwhile, police officers are investigating Brenda's death. They initially label it a suicide due to her troubled past and guilt over a previous incident involving a missing student. However, as they sift through evidence at the crime scene, they discover condoms and male bodily fluids, which complicates the narrative surrounding her death. Voyo, Brenda's boyfriend and an ex-cop, is deeply affected by this news and confronts Nandi about her connection to Brenda. Voyo arrives home from a night out at the club, feeling a mix of exhilaration and sorrow. As he steps into his dimly lit living room, memories of his time with Brenda flood his mind. Her laughter, their intimate conversations, and the warmth of her presence. Despite the lively atmosphere of the club, Voyo feels an overwhelming sense of emptiness without her. He recalls moments when they shared dreams and plans for the future, which now seem shattered in light of her tragic death. The guilt weighs heavily on him as he reflects on their relationship and the secrets that surrounded it, particularly Brenda's complicated feelings for Leonard, Voyo's brother. This internal conflict intensifies as he grapples with the realization that Brenda had been deeply unhappy and felt unloved, especially as she faced the impending anniversary celebration that Leonard was planning with Nandi. The flashback serves to highlight Voyo's unresolved emotions, his love for Brenda mixed with regret and a sense of betrayal, setting the stage for his subsequent actions as he seeks answers and justice in the wake of her death. Nandi enters her home. She is overwhelmed by a flood of memories of her intimate moments with Jacob. The recollection of their passionate nights together fills her with a mix of longing and guilt, as she reflects on the connection they shared and the emotional escape he provided from her troubled life. This moment of nostalgia is abruptly shattered when Leonard, her husband, arrives home and delivers the devastating news that Brenda has died by suicide. His words hit Nandi like a ton of bricks, plunging her into a state of disbelief and horror. The juxtaposition of her tender memories with Jacob against the harsh reality of Brenda's death creates a poignant emotional conflict within her, highlighting the tragic consequences of the relationships and choices that have led to this moment. This scene encapsulates the themes of love, betrayal, and tragedy that permeate the narrative, setting the stage for the unfolding drama surrounding Nandi's fate. The police confront Nandi to question her about Brenda's death. The atmosphere is tense and charged with emotion. Nandi is still reeling from the shock of Brenda's suicide. They begin by asking her about her relationship with Brenda and any interactions they may have had leading up to the tragic event. Nandi, feeling vulnerable and defensive, attempts to maintain her composure while answering their questions. The investigators probe into her whereabouts on the night of Brenda's death, scrutinizing her alibi and any potential motives she might have had. As the questioning intensifies, Nandi's anxiety grows. She fears that her affair with Jacob and the secrets surrounding her personal life might be exposed. The police's persistent inquiries force Nandi to confront not only her grief, but also the tangled web of relationships that could implicate her in Brenda's demise, heightening the sense of dread and uncertainty surrounding the investigation. Nandi discovers a payment proof for jewelry that Leonard bought for his side chick. Her world comes crashing down. As she sifts through a paper, she stumbles upon the receipt, which sends her into a spiral of betrayal and heartbreak. Just as she processes the shocking revelation, Leonard's phone buzzes with a text message from that woman, stating, "Don't worry, it will be our secret. Nandi will not know." This message deepens her anguish, solidifying her worst fears about Leonard's infidelity. Overwhelmed by emotions, Nandi drives past Jacob's garage while tears stream down her face, reflecting her inner turmoil and sense of loss. When Jacob approaches her car, concerned and wanting to offer support, she avoids any conversation and drives away silently, leaving him confused and worried. This moment encapsulates Nandi's feelings of isolation and despair as she grapples with the dual betrayals of her husband and the emotional connection she has with Jacob, setting the stage for further complications in her life. Tomorrow we see Nandi is in the classroom and sees Jacob, she struggles to continue with her lesson due to the emotional weight of their past encounter. The sight of him brings back vivid memories of their intimacy, making it difficult for her to focus on her teaching duties. After class, Nandi seeks a moment of respite and finds a quiet place where they can talk. During their conversation, she opens up to Jacob about her family problems, revealing the strain in her marriage with Leonard and the feelings of isolation she experiences. This exchange allows Nandi to express her vulnerabilities, highlighting her emotional turmoil and the complexities of her relationship with Jacob. Their dialogue deepens their connection, as Nandi seeks solace in Jacob's understanding, while also grappling with the consequences of their affair and the secrets that threaten to unravel both their lives. Voyo and the police, they uncover crucial evidence that leads them to believe Brenda was murdered rather than having taken her own life. Voyo, still reeling from the emotional fallout of Brenda's death, is determined to find the truth. The police, equipped with new information, begin to piece together a timeline that suggests foul play may have been involved. They explore the possibility of a deeper conspiracy surrounding Brenda's death, fueled by Voyo's suspicions about someone between them involved due to their past affair and the complicated dynamics at play. That day, Nandi goes to Jacob's garage for another intimate encounter. The atmosphere is charged with anticipation and desire. After grappling with her emotions and the complexities of her life, Nandi seeks solace in Jacob, drawn to him despite the risks involved. Upon arriving at the garage, she finds Jacob working on a car, and their chemistry is undeniable. As they exchange flirtatious banter, the tension builds until it culminates in a passionate moment where they give in to their desires. Their intimacy serves as an escape for Nandi from her troubled marriage and the mounting pressures of her life, allowing her to momentarily forget her guilt and responsibilities. This encounter not only reinforces their connection but also highlights Nandi's internal struggle as she navigates her feelings for Jacob while dealing with the fallout of her choices. Leonard goes to see Nandi at the college. He is filled with anticipation, hoping to reconnect with her amidst the growing tension in their marriage. Upon arriving, he learns from one of Nandi's colleagues that she is not at work and has gone home because she is not feeling well. Concerned, Leonard attempts to call Nandi, but his calls go unanswered, and he notices that she is not available online. This moment heightens Leonard's sense of unease and suspicion, as he begins to wonder about Nandi's state of mind and whether her absence is linked to her recent emotional struggles and their strained relationship. The lack of communication between them underscores the growing rift in their marriage, leaving Leonard feeling increasingly isolated and uncertain about the future of their relationship. The scene shifts to the nightclub where Zinel starts receiving texts from a wrong number. She is initially perplexed and amused by the unexpected messages. As she shares this development with her friend Laura, they speculate about who might be sending the texts and why. Zinel's curiosity grows as the messages continue, and she finds herself intrigued by the mystery of the sender. This moment serves as a lighthearted distraction from the more serious issues surrounding her family and their relationships. The playful banter between Zinel and Laura highlights their friendship and provides a brief respite from the darker themes of betrayal and deceit that permeate the series. Voyo approaches Nandi with a heavy heart and a sense of urgency after discovering semen in the room where Brenda had slept before her death. This shocking revelation leads him to question Nandi about who had been with Brenda that night. As he presses her for answers, Nandi firmly denies that Brenda was with anyone else, revealing instead that she is the one who had spent the night with a man because her husband slept with other women, which complicates matters significantly since Voyo is Leonard's brother. The surprise and betrayal hit Voyo hard as he processes this information, realizing the implications of Nandi's admission on their family dynamics and his own feelings of loyalty. Overwhelmed by the weight of the situation and the emotional turmoil it brings, Nandi decides to go to college abruptly, leaving Voyo alone to grapple with the shocking truth and its potential consequences for both their lives and their relationships with Leonard and Brenda. As the movie ends, we see Jacob in his room looking at Nandi's pictures that he took without her knowledge. Serves as a poignant culmination of his complex feelings. This moment reveals Jacob's obsession with Nandi, who he has been secretly watching as part of his broader plan for revenge against Leonard, her husband. Despite his initial intentions to cause harm due to the past injustices faced by his family, Jacob finds himself genuinely falling for Nandi, complicating his emotions and motives. As he gazes at the photo, It symbolizes not just his infatuation but also the moral conflict he faces between love and vengeance. This scene encapsulates the themes of desire, betrayal, and the consequences of past actions that permeate the series, leaving viewers with a sense of unresolved tension regarding Jacob's next steps and the impact on Nandi's life. Your views, likes, and comments mean the world to me and motivate me to create even more engaging content as I end our recap. I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude for your support. Creating these movie recaps is no easy task. It requires a lot of time and effort to ensure that I capture the essence of each film while keeping it engaging for you. Your encouragement through watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing truly motivates me to continue sharing these cinematic journeys with you. If you enjoyed this recap and want to see more in the future, I kindly ask you to subscribe to my channel. Your support not only helps me grow, but also inspires me to keep bringing you the best movie content possible. Thank you for being a part of this adventure, and I look forward to sharing more exciting recaps with you soon.